Hi, this is Sandra with Sandra Torno Art. We're going to get started pretty quickly because I actually already started without you because it was a little time consuming. So what I'm doing, I've got a 140-pound watercolor paper on a block, and I've cut out some wax paper. And I've wet the paper, then sprayed the wax paper like I've done here, and then I'm just crinkling it up to make some kind of texture. I want to do a landscape. It'll obviously be an abstract. I think I had a little green on my brush. We already got started, didn't even know it. So I've got my Kuretake paints again. I actually used this today. Yesterday they really stayed dry. So I just put about a millimeter of water in there to get them started. They've been in there about 5 minutes. I've got my catalyst, I've got a small shaper, and I've got a Faber-Castell graphite. It's water soluble, so it'll give us some good marks. So we want everything real wet. This is going to be a lot of running. I've got my towels underneath or on top of my glass mat. I've got a big brush, little brush. My flat brush was really just for... So I tried this, and you may have seen the video, with medical exam paper, and I had actually seen it done with wax paper, and I didn't have any at the time, so I thought I would try it. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually not going to put these in cups and pour them today. I'm going to try it like this since these paints are so creamy, and see what it does. Always experimenting. That's my motto. Spray it with water. This definitely uses a lot of water. It looks like it uses a lot of paint, but really it doesn't. So I'm insinuating the top part is my sky. I just splattered paint all over my cabinet. You just want to cover everything up, spray it down, get it to run. So these creases in the paper should cause texture. I'm actually going to, maybe I'm not. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that. Should have cut them off before I started. So if you try this, that's what I'd recommend. Cut the edges off. This is when you get to play. and see what you come out with. And my motto is, if I don't like it, I can make cards out of it. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't think I used Kuretake. I think I used tube paint and put it in cups. I know I did. So this is a different paint, different paper, wax paper instead of medical exam paper. And everything else is the same process. Hope you are having a good day. Today is Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving. We're going to my youngest daughter's family's house for Thanksgiving, and everybody's coming over there except my oldest daughter. She's going to her boyfriend's family. And I said, I get it. We've been married, and when the family was all here, you have to share, and I get that. It's the hardest thing to do, I know. So, as you can tell, I'm trying to do this in a landscape format. So I've got the blue at the top, some green, some brown, see what we can do. Very, very wet. I'm going to turn it the other way and spray it. I think I'm going to take my smaller brush now. You can't control it, you just got to let it do its thing. I'll put a little bit of blue right here and see if we can't get maybe some water. You just want it really dark around the paper. I think we talked about that before. The painting that I did yesterday, I don't know if y'all have seen it, but I did a landscape with Kuretake, and I let it dry for a day, and then I put it on a cradle board and let that dry for a day. And then today I put, messy project but fun, I put cold wax on it. So it should be dry tomorrow. And if this comes up, just push it back down. Okay, I'm going to try. Look how clean my catalyst wedges are. They were full of acrylic from a previous project. And if you're interested in knowing how I clean my brushes and my glass mat and all that, I'll be happy to share it with you. But I take a cookie sheet that's designated for cleaning my art supplies, and I put paper towels on the bottom, water, Dawn soap, and Murphy's oil wax, and soak them for about 5 minutes. And and I have a designated toothbrush for my art cleaning. And brush them with the toothbrush, and they come out just as pretty as can be. Kind of move your paint around to help get some textures. Just play. That's all I can tell you, is just enjoy the process. And if it doesn't work out, it's just a little bit of paint. I just splattered that on me. Whole lot of fun. And you know if it will or will not work. I'm actually going to spray it upside down and see what kind of Excuse me, my allergies are killing me. So I'm putting a line of dark along this paper. And I'm going to turn it back around. And like the other day, you want to use colors that are complementary and don't make mud. I'll put the, I have to turn the paints over and they have water in them to see the colors. But I'll put the colors I used in the description below. And I've mentioned this before, I don't do affiliate links or Amazon links. I used to, and there's some videos out there that's got them, but as of a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, it's just not fun. The way that you can support me on my channel so that I can feel like I'm doing you a justice and is you can purchase my artwork. My website link's below. You can give me a review. I've got a link to my that you can give me a review on my content. I've got, you can subscribe, become a subscriber. And I also have a PayPal link where you can buy me a cup of coffee for $2, $3, $4, which would go towards my art supplies. And that's it. I don't want to do Amazon links and affiliate links, and you're just here to watch art, that's fine. You don't have to do any of the above. It's just an option. Okay, so I think I'm to a point that I'm actually liking this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it dry about halfway, because it's really, really wet right now. I may use the hairdryer. I did last time and it worked fine, so I may try that again, and I'll be right back. Just kind of putting some marks in here. Okay, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to dry this. Hi, this is Sandra with Sandra Tornora. I wanted to jump on because I actually did a major faux pas on the tutorial thus far. And I wanted to explain to you what happened real quick. So when you're painting, you really don't want to enter the painting and exit the painting on the same level. What happens is the viewer's eye goes in, goes off the page, and they never look around the painting. And in the artist world, that is not a good composition to do. So when I did the painting, finished the painting and was letting it dry, I noticed that's exactly what I did. And I couldn't let it stay. So I let it dry by itself. I was trying to think what and how could I fix this and continue on. So what I chose to do, and it was off camera because this video was already pretty long, but I want to explain that you do have options. So I had a graphite pencil that I had been using, and I took it and I did like, what's the word? I did, it'll come to me. I did mark making shapes. There we go. I did shapes on the part that I wanted to redo. And they were circles, triangles, just odd shapes. And then I took the same colors that I had used in the original and I painted the shapes in. And then I took my graphite pencil and outlined some of the shapes, but not all of them, because the people's eye can fill in the matter. So then I was like, okay, I like this, but how can I improve on it? So first I want to show you where we left off. This is the painting that we did. So as you can see by that painting, you went on the paint, you entered the painting, you exited the painting, and never had the opportunity to look at anything else. And to me, that is a big no. So then what I did is, like I said, I restructured it and I ended up with this. Now this is not videoed because I didn't want to waste your time. You had already seen how to make the mark making, how to make the shapes. So from the bottom, I made shapes and I used the same colors. And then I wanted to highlight some vocal points because if you will notice right here, let me see if I can, right there, it looks like a moon. I didn't paint that moon. I didn't shade that moon out. Just with the wax paper, it presented a moon. So I already knew what the name of the painting was going to be. It's going to be Moonlit. And it is abstract, so it should not make sense. So then I was like, okay, well, if it's an abstract, why don't I put some gold on the top of these mountains, which I'm trying to tilt it so you can see. And what I use there, I have Kuretake gold mica. And I keep my gold mica, ouch, in a fine tip application, and you just shake it up and it has a fine tip on it. So I put it in the gold mica in the wet paint and just let it do its thing. I didn't use the brush to manipulate it. I didn't tilt it. I just tried to get that edge to be a gold highlight. And in my view, that is a gold highlight to highlight the moon. Again, not realistic. This is what your mind does when you're intuitively painting and you don't want to ruin the painting, you know you can probably fix it somehow, and you know that it may not come out perfect, but you're experimenting, and that's fine. So this painting is finished. Now, my game plan is, this is a 5x7, and my game plan is I'm going to spray it with a spray varnish. And the reason I'm doing that, the graphite will smear when I put a varnish on it. And I'm actually going to put a cold wax on this painting. So I did spray the painting already with the fixative for the graphite, but with that cold wax I want to make sure it's really in there and really good. So I'm going to spray it with the spray varnish, let that dry for a day. Then I'm going to do I'm going to adhere it to an 8x10 by 1.5 cradle board, which is going to give me about 2.5 inches on all sides. And I'm going to adhere that. I use Yes Paste to do that. You can use Mod Podge. You can use Matte Gel Medium. I use Matte Gel Medium a lot, but when I have a heavy watercolor paper, I like to use the Yes Paste. I know it's going to stick. I know it's going to stay. I'm going to let that dry for a day. And then I'm going to come in with the cold wax and put it over the painting and the cradle board. And I skipped a step. I am going to paint the cradle board in black. And that needs to dry. It won't take very long, at least 4 to 6 hours. I'd let it dry, make sure it's dry. Adhere the painting, let that dry, cold wax it, and then I'm going to put a wire hanger on the back and it's going to be ready. And the name is going to be Moonlit. And I love the colors in it. Like I said, I used all the colors in the original first portion of this, which I will list in the bottom. This was going to be more about using wax paper on a watercolor abstract. It's actually ended up a video on just keep pushing and experimenting, and if it fails in the end, it's okay. It's a little bit of paint, a little bit of your time. You had fun, and just know what you learned for next time when you go to start. So that's all for now. It's kind of a mismatch of techniques and tips, but I hope they help you. And in my opinion, this painting ended up awesome. Thank you for watching. Bye now.